This podcast may contain paid advertisements, but more on that later. Welcome to the O'Connor Bootstrap Podcast, your go-to resource for unraveling the intricacies of business and leadership, honing in on the essence of bootstrapping a business from scratch. Whether you're a seasoned entrepreneur, a dedicated bootstrapper, or a leader navigating life's various challenges, this podcast is crafted just for you. I'm Isaiah O'Connor, your friendly neighborhood entrepreneur, and my mission is to guide you towards personal and professional growth. Let's embark on this journey together. Now, with new episodes dropping weekly, I want to welcome you to the Remastered Series, your chance to catch up on the journey so far. Here's one from the archives I think you'll enjoy. Just before the coronavirus hit and things got crazy, I started a series on what is holding you back. It's an entire series of the common things that I see that hold people back from being truly successful or hitting a wall that they just don't break past a certain wall in success. And today I'm going to talk about pride. If you have a massive ego and you're full of pride and you feel like you're super, super special, then that can really, really hold you back. And this is not just my opinion, it's an observation found again in that book, Good to Great, by Jim Collins. Again, highly, highly recommend that book. But when he talks about the level 5 leaders, when I read that level 5 leaders were humble, and I looked up and I found that Kevin Feige of Marvel was a very humble guy. I knew it because he was a level 5 leader. He seemed like one. But what's a level 5 leader? What's one of the main things that holds level 4 leader back from obtaining that level 5 leadership? Pride. Again, in that book, Good to Great, they talk about the mirror and the window. And a level 5 leader, when things are going good, things are going great, he walks out and looks out the window at everyone there and says, "You guys are great, you guys are awesome, you've got us here, and you guys are a great team." But when things mess up and when things go bad, they go and they look in the mirror and they look at themselves and say, "You're the one who messed this up. You're the one who made the mistake. You're the guy who needs to fix this now." That's humility. Then the level 4 leaders that have some success, so you still can be successful with a very big ego, with a lot of pride. You have some success. So I'm not saying you cannot be successful if you're super proud and egotistical. You just won't quite hit that mark. You won't ring that bell. You'll get close, but you won't quite do it. And you won't leave quite a big of an impact when you go. It's just that little bit more that you can just push past and get. And oftentimes I've seen it hold people back from major success and even destroy their success as well. And again, it's this observation, but with the Good to Great, that's more empirical data, and that is back to the mirror and the window test. The level 4 leaders, when something goes wrong and when things are bad, they go out the window and yell at their team. "It's all your fault. You're bad. You're dumb. You're stupid. You ruined this for me." And then when things are going well, they go to the mirror and look at themselves in the mirror and say, "You're awesome. You're amazing. You made this happen. You're great." Now, I'm not saying it's not okay thing to make sure you look in the mirror and don't tear yourself to pieces. Don't shred your self-esteem to nothing. Oh, yeah, that's a bad thing. You need to pump yourself up. That's always a good thing. I've seen the cute videos of the kids pumping themselves up in the mirror, talking about how great they are. yeah, that's okay. That's a little different to pump yourself up. But when you put all the blame on all your failures on yourself and take all the credit for all your success, then you might be in trouble. And I've seen this time and time again was in that book. I've seen it time and time again in my own personal life. I've seen people very, very proud of things and take credit for things other people did, and they never quite hit that success mark. Now, I had a guy I worked for, and when I was working for him, actually, the two worst bosses I ever had were very egotistical, very proud men who took all the praise for when things went bad and lashed out at their employees when things went bad. And it was awful. Worst environment to work in ever. And one guy, he kept this up, and there was a lot of other issues going on in this guy's life. There was a lot. But a big part of it was driven by pride about him wanting to succeed, and there was something there that seemed to be a driving factor. And he liked to take the praise. He liked to get people's attention for the good things he did. And if anything bad happened, he would lash out his employees until one night each and every one of his employees walked off the floor, never to return. He lost his entire crew, save for one, I think, that wasn't there and didn't know any better, because he lashed out an employee again out of his own pride and just lashed out and screamed and yelled at this poor person and just devastated them. And everybody walked and no one came back. Now, I left too. At least in that situation, I had already given a 2 week notice, and he asked me to stay on a couple more weeks later, longer than my 2 week notice. So I stayed out my notice and a couple of extra weeks to just help him out. But that was the last straw. I'd given my notice. I was gone. The other people didn't even give a notice. They were gone. Everyone walked off and left. And we left the place completely clean and ready to go. We did our job as best as we could, and we left. We were done. Now, the other guy, he really enjoyed taking credit for all the success that he had in the business. And one day, he was gone on vacation somewhere and left me to kind of keep an eye on the place and asked me to set up a display. It was in the store. And so I set up the display, made it really nice, worked several hours on it, tried to make it as perfect as possible, and really worked on it to make sure it looked really good and would grab customers' attention. Focus on the most expensive stuff to buy first, the least expensive stuff on the edges, angled in to kind of draw the eye in towards the big stuff. It was really a lot of work. He came back the next day, and the district office had sent out somebody to check all these displays. And the district, this person who was checking the displays came in, took a look around, and saw the display. And I'm standing there. And said, "Wow, this is amazing. This is the best one of these displays I've seen. This is the way everyone in the district needs to do it. This is amazing." And so I smiled. I'd put a lot of effort into that display. I was very happy. And right in front of me, he goes, "Yeah, I know. I work really, really hard to make sure things are perfect in the store. And don't you like the display I made? I made sure to do it right." And I was sitting there, stunned, and looking like, "But you weren't even here. You were gone on a vacation. Uh, a several hour flight even from where we were. So you were on the other side of the country when I made this display." And it just devastated me. Lost all my loyalty at that point. And so, yeah, and it was because he was so proud of it and he had to take credit for it. And then on top of that, I found out from the other employees that he would badmouth me behind my back. But then the other employees came up to me all the time, the other couple of guys, and like, you know what? We really don't like working for this guy, but you've been helping us out. And they were very thankful that I would take care of them, help them out, because I didn't care who got the credit. I just helped them out. And again, I was just an employee too. Like they were just all employees. But the guy, last I know, I don't think he lasted very long as a manager there. But I left as soon as I could. I left. The employees didn't want to be around him. No employees wanted to work with him. And that's the thing. You can have some success, but if you get so proud and so egotistical that everything revolves around you, you're going to start destroying the people that put you there. And the other thing is when you're super proud, and I've had these moments myself. This is something that we all do. And especially if an entrepreneur, you have to have a strong attitude, strong spirit to be an entrepreneur, be successful. There is something very strong in you to push forward. And that can very easily lead into pride. And as the saying goes, pride often comes before a fall. And when you get proud, you don't want to listen to other people telling you what to do. And my wife is really good at this, and I quite often will not listen to something my wife says because I'm too proud to listen, and then she's right all the time. Because yeah, I can get too proud to listen to my wife, and this is just on an interpersonal relationship thing. My wife, I don't listen to sometimes, and then in my pride, I know better. I'm special. I'm whatever, and then she's right, and things go bad for me because I don't listen. And I can't think of a specific instance because it happens more than I would care to admit. I'm working on it. And pride can get you in trouble when you say you can do something that you can't do. You overpromise and then you underdeliver because of pride. Pride can really hold you back. It can hold you back from seeking help if you need it, if you need extra help to work on a project, if you need help to run your business, if you need help to do anything and you're too proud to ask for help, well, then you're going to struggle through all by yourself trying to figure out how to get it done when someone can walk in and immediately just help you solve your problem immediately if you just ask for help. And it's hard to ask for help. It's hard to listen to people who might be under you. It's hard to swallow your pride and listen and let people correct you. And you know what? If you're a leader and you have employees or people under you, then swallowing your pride and listening to what they say and even taking their suggestions, even if they're the new guy, sometimes the new guy can be complete knucklehead and give you bad suggestions just because they think they know it all. Again, usually pride. But ever so often, somebody can come in and say, hey, what about this and this and this? And even though you're the guy in charge and you've been there a long time, then sometimes it's good to stop and listen and go, oh, yeah, you're right about that. I never considered that. So pride keeps you from getting this good information that you need. So yeah, pride really can hold you back a lot. Now, it's okay to be proud of your work, proud of your kids, proud of your wife, as long as you don't think she's just a trophy wife. That's my opinion, but yeah. But proud of their accomplishments. Yeah, there's a good pride. That's a warm satisfaction of a job well done. Yes, or your kids are doing good, or whatever. But the main thing is when you let your ego and your pride get in the way, so you can't see who you're hurting. You can't see who you're destroying. You don't listen to good advice, and you don't ask for help. These are all ways pride can destroy you. And it's hard to fight against pride. It really is. It's a constant battle. And you have to remember that you don't know it all. That's a big one. You have to try to realize that I don't know it all. I need to listen to other people. I need to listen more. Something I need to do. I honestly, sometimes I need to listen more. Especially my wife. She wouldn't tell you in a heartbeat, I need to listen more. You need to try to get a good assessment of your skills and abilities and who you are and what you actually can do. And then be willing to ask for help for those places that you're not good at. Easier said than done. And the other thing is, you need to stop thinking about yourself. I do believe it was C.S. Lewis. I'm not completely sure who said this, but it's one of my favorite quotes. Humility is not thinking less of yourself, but thinking of yourself less. And that's the key there. In order to be humble, like I said, the true humble leaders, they don't beat themselves up. Oh, some of them might. But the true humble people, the reason they're humble and you're drawn to them and you like them is because not that they beat themselves up and hate themselves, not and it's obviously not because they're full of themselves, it's because they just don't think of themselves that much. They are just not a subject they think of. They think about other people, they care about other people, they focus on other people, and at their core, their focus is outward instead of inward. Because if you beat yourself up and you're focused on how bad an evil person you are, that's still pride because you're still the center of attention. And that's easy to do because sometimes we're our worst judges. I beat myself all the time. I got to remember myself that I'm just human. I got to push through. So when it comes to what true humility is, it's not just beating yourself up because no one likes to be around a person who's always beating themselves up. And no one likes to be around a person that's completely egocentric either. There's something about that, just not thinking of yourself as much, thinking about other people. And another way to fight pride, of course, going back to one of my favorite themes, is be a giver. Remember, this is not just about you. If you make a business, start a business, you want to serve other people, provide something of value to them. It's really core because if you really, really want to provide something of value, if you find something really cool, you like what you do, you like what you sell, you provide value, and you take care of people, and you're very giving about it, it's hard to be proud when you're giving to people. When you're have that spirit of looking out for other people, it's really important. And again, goes back to that study and that episode I did on giving, where people who were givers were attractive to people and the most successful, whereas people who were the hard-nosed, strong people who were aggressive and proud, and quite honestly, think about it, often egotistical, they were never as successful as the givers. And I think that's a key. If you want to be humble, be a giver. Realize, give what you can. Realize who you are. Have a good, honest, clear assessment of who you are, and focus on that. And don't think about that even. Don't even focus on that, but know who you are, so that you know who you're not. If you're trying to do something that your pride, your ego is trying to do things you can't follow through with. If someone's giving you advice, if you realize that maybe you don't know everything, then you can listen because you can have a good assessment of what you know and understand. Now, if someone says they're the new guy and you've been doing the same thing 100,000 times already and they're trying to tell you how to do it, again, if you have a good, clear assessment that, yeah, you know what you're doing, then you can properly listen to them, be nice and say, yes, I know how to do this, and then do the job. Because, again, that buffers your pride because you don't have to try to argue with them or anything else because you know where you are. And again, you need to know where you are so you don't go and take bad advice too, just because you're trying to be nice. It's not about being nice. It's about knowing who you are, your skill set, and where you are, not an inflated view of yourself, and not a deflated, as it were, view of yourself, but a good view of who you are. And then don't focus on yourself. Focus on other people. Give to other people. Take care of other people. Look out for other people. Care for other people, and build up other people. If you do these things and work on these things, it's really hard to be proud when you're trying to take care of other people, because you can only be proud if you're focused on yourself. If you're focused on helping other people and that's your focus, you can't be proud because then you're not inwardly focused. So that's how to combat pride. And it's a struggle with everyone all the time to remain outwardly focused, because life has happened. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes you do go through hard times and you can focus on yourself a little bit too much. Also kind of a pride, because you focus on yourself. Anyway, and back in this is business. When you're focused on yourself, you stop being a giver. You stop caring about other people. You don't focus on the value you can give to people. You focus on what you can get from them. And everything about this is bad for business. And if you've ever been, now I appreciate a good salesman. If you've ever had a really good salesman that seemed to really care about you and love their product and be excited about your product, you're more willing to buy from them. But if you go to the quote unquote the famous used car salesman who's trying to get you to buy it and buy it and buy it because they want to sell you it because they want to make money, that's a turnoff. I don't like those type of people. Most people don't like those type of people. The high pressure people who really, really push and push and push. No, yeah, being a salesman's a great thing. You need to be a good salesman. I have nothing wrong with using closing techniques to try to get people to buy. You have to if you want to eat as a salesperson. I understand. But there's a certain egotistical pride that I've run into with some salesmen that is just the worst possible thing, and there is no way in the world I would want to ever buy something from them. Even if it was a glass of water in a desert and I was dying of thirst, I wouldn't buy it from them because of their attitude. So, pride can really, really hurt you, drag you down, and even destroy your company. In the book Good to Great, they talk about Lee Iacocca when he took over GM. He did great until his pride took over, and then the whole thing went under. This is very important with life and very important with business. Like I said, these podcasts do jump between everyday life and business because business is life, life is business. It's how it works. And we all go out there and don't worry about trying to be humble. Don't worry about not being proud. Just go out there, provide value for people, give to people, help people. Look at the ways your business can provide value, take care of people, and how that as you grow your business, hopefully you'll provide value by providing jobs for other people and helping other people feed their families. And the other thing is, if you help someone else feed their family and they take the money that they earn from you and they go out and they go spend money somewhere else to another business, that business owner gets to earn money. They get to feed their families. They get to pay their employees who can help other people feed their families. So, business is a great way to take care of people because the more people you help, the more people they can help, and it goes on and on and on. So, yeah, business is done right and done well with a good heart and a good motive is what can help society grow and raise up and become stronger because as you help other people, as you provide value for other people, they help you feed your family, you grow, and when you earn the money, you can go take that money that you earn, feed your family. When you feed your family, the person who sold you the groceries can feed their family, pay their employees to feed their families, and it goes on and on and on. So being in business can be paying it forward just by being in business, just by helping other people succeed, just by making money to take care of people, to be a giver, can actually be paying it forward. Even though Hollywood likes to paint business as being evil, quite honestly, if you start your own business and you help other people out and you have that focus of helping other people out, it's a great way to pay people forward because you can really build up your entire community by providing jobs, by providing income, by adding currency into the market, by getting people moving and growing. It's a great way to help people. Anyway, go help people. Have a great day.
If today's episode added value to your day, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment and consider giving us a stellar 5-star rating on your favorite podcast platform. Whether it's Apple Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcast, or more. And remember, if you leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcast, I will personally read it out in the next episode. To support the show, you can make a one-time gift by buying us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/bootstrap, donate through PayPal at paypal.me/IOCPOD, or make a contribution on our Patreon page at patreon.com/IOCPOD. Your support keeps the episodes coming. For even more content and exclusive perks, join our Patreon community at patreon.com/IOCPod. Patrons enjoy ad-free episodes, access to our private Discord server, early content previews, and a lot more. And here's an exciting offer. Get your free trial of our $5 a month Bootstrapper Community Explorer tier. This exclusive tier grants you ad-free content, Discord server access, and early content previews. Join us and be part of the inner circle. If you're feeling more generous, those who join tiers $25 a month and up will have a chance to be a featured guest on this podcast. A massive thank you to Wintergotten for generously providing the incredible intro and outro music at no cost. We appreciate their support. Be sure to check out Wintergotten's amazing work on YouTube at youtube.com/@Wintergotten. Until next time, I'm your friendly neighborhood entrepreneur, Isaiah O'Connor, signing off. This is the O'Connor Bootstrap Podcast, brought to you by Athos Business Solutions. For our companion podcast, the Athos Business Podcast, hosted by Jason St. Clair, along with past episodes and related blogs, visit our website at athos.com. That's ATHEOZ.com or theoz.com. Goodbye for now.